Look what I just got. A brand new alternator. How do I know I need a new alternator? I tested the battery without starting the car, and it was about 12 volts, and actually 11 point something, so I knew the battery was low. It was having trouble turning over. And then I jump started it with the Pathfinder, and turned over fine. And then I tested the battery while the engine was running, and it was still very low. It was still under 12 volts. So I knew it wasn't charging. How do I know I need an alternator? Well, one of the tests I did was I removed the cable from the battery from the negative while the engine was running, and the engine started to die, so I quickly put the cable back on. What I've experienced in the past is if you take the cable off the battery while the engine's running, if you've got a good alternator, the alternator is running the car basically, so it's fine. So that's how I knew I probably needed a new alternator. Then I charged the battery a little bit, and I tried to restart it even with the jumper cables on, and the starter motor was turning, but the engine wouldn't kick over. So I was figuring the alternator wasn't even giving a spark. So I ordered a new one, and basically I'm going to go ahead and put it in, and I'm guessing that's what the problem was. Step one is to remove the negative ground cable from the battery. Now I need to remove the old alternator, and I am wearing safety glasses, and you can see I've put a wrench on the back part. It's a 1/2-inch wrench to hold the nut in place while I use a socket wrench to loosen the bolt. Let's do it. I've removed one bolt from underneath. I'm doing the second one right now, using a 1/2-inch ratchet, 1/2-inch ratchet wrench. And that one's removed already. You can see that one's loose enough. I think I could do it by hand. Let's see right now. Yeah, I think it's coming off now. I left the top bolt in to hold the thing in place so it doesn't fall on my head. But it's loose up top. There we go. So that's the last bolt. There's a washer. And we got it. So here I am removing the alternator. And get a good look at the wires that are connected and how they're connected. And let me untwist them here. So that's it. There's a yellow and green and a yellow. And I'm going to put them exactly in the same place on the new alternator. So let me get that. Here's the new alternator. And I'm looking at the back. And I'm lining it up. And I see how everything is connected. And I'm just going to reconnect these wires to here. And then hopefully it's going to fit in nicely, just like the old one was. Now, I'm going to drop this one back in. And use the top bolt to hold it in place. Hold on here. Give the wires a good look over here. You can see what I've done now is I've put the fan belt back on. I loosened, after I had the bottom bolts done, I loosened up this bolt, took it out, moved the alternator in, put the fan belt back on, and then I've tightened up this bolt up in here. Now I'm going to go back underneath and tighten the bottom bolts, and then we'll run a test. Alright, let's get these done. Time to test it out. Okay, reconnecting the battery. Okay, let's test out the new alternator.